Chimamanda Adichie was at the NBA
Nigerian Bar Association conference.
Yes, and one of the first things she did was call out the fact that certain athletes were being paid $500,000, and that's the male athletes, and then their female counterparts were getting $200,000
of the NBA team.
And I'm just thinking.
Okay, so from the practical angle, I'm a sports person, and that has actually always been a major issue. However, from the practical angle, if you watch football around the world, if a female match is taking place and a male match is taking place, you would see a turn-up of, say, out of 100 people, 80 people are likely to watch the guys play, including females. But when female footballers are playing, you see maybe 30%, and this is maybe even generous with that 30%, and that's the reality. Now, what brings in revenue for most events, especially sports events, is the viewership, the sponsorship, the advertising. So if advertising revenue is being generated more from the guys,
they will get paid more.
They will definitely have to get paid more. It means that they would earn more. So on that note, it's actually been an issue in the sports world. In fact, most recently, I think about a year or two ago, in America, it was something of the sort there. However, localizing it to NBA team, like that's just like a football team, let's say TVC football team. And then the female and then the male, they go to play. Come on now. They are both representing whatever entity.
It's because we've just continued to accept it. I still feel like something can be done. To at least, because that gap is quite wide, 500 to 200. It's a very wide gap. And eventually, 4 million naira apparently was raised almost on the spot. So in the end, doesn't it mean that maybe not enough efforts are being made to source for more support for the female athletes?
Okay, you know what? I won't answer that. I'll let someone else talk before I say anything about that.
Okay, now the question is, yes, is it a male-dominated field or industry? Yes, it is. Are the women doing the same...
putting in the same
efforts when it comes to from the trainings to everything that the men put in to the finish stage? Yes, right? So where is that? That's where the gender disparity comes in. That's where occupational segregation comes in. That's where gender equality that the so-called feminists or the... Because if I say it now, they'll call me feminist. That's what we are clamoring for, gender equality. So if the women are putting on the same measure of work that the men put in, why should we not even more? And even because there are a lot of I'm sure if I do my research, I'll find out that in that football team, some of them are married with children,
with other responsibilities,
and yet they are still able to show up and show off and show out and then now pay them
and represent
a meager
show what around.
Should I give you some? Okay, first of all, I'm going to say I am with Mary on this one based on practicality, right? I start a business and I have a marketing team, right? I mean, along the line, everybody's putting in efforts. But yeah, to an extent, at least in some organizations, we see marketers earn more. Why? Because they're the ones bringing direct cash, right? Let me now drag this over to the pageant industry. In no way would except you are the organizer of the pageant, right? And even now, we can see that even men in the contest or in the contesting, do you understand? You cannot say they earn more than the women. Why? Because it's a female-dominated industry. And for the women to earn as much in sports, they have to literally drag in more viewers. It's just that's the way I see it.
Yeah, these
globally. No, the issue now here is that fine. We're hoping that it gets to a point where we have more women play this sport. and where more women drag more viewerships and their games literally are seen more.
Okay,
then
so you know something funny.
see
Say,
how
for example,
patriarchy
Arsenal
This is
female
not a situation
football
of
team.
patriarchy.
Barcelona
Yes, it plays a
female
role.
football team.
Yes.
They do very well.
Yeah.
Like, they do better than
amazing.
even the male teams. You see so many games that are being played. But guess what? Despite the trophies, despite how well they play, despite their prowess, they do not attract enough audience or viewership
is all it
to
is.
give them
It's
that
audience.
revenue
It's
that
about
is
audience.
needed.
That's where I see
So
it.
at the end of the day, if you're doing a regular job, say for example presentation, or you're doing any kind of job, it's only fair to be paid equally.
Yes.
But when you're doing jobs that are based on revenue,
You know, it's funny.
I think
And dragging.
You know what?
might
We
be
actually
hard.
have to
That's
go. We can't
literally
continue
it.
the conversation at this point, but we know that you can contribute. We appreciate
Yes.
every comment and contribution you send to us. Use our
Yes.
hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC, and let's hear what you think.